I want to be mentioned with Marcus's mission and Martin's vision, Turner's courage, Booker T's diction. Mix me in with the greats Keats, Browning, Frost, and Dickinson. When discussing Hughes's blues and Wright's plight, after I walk with Alice, I want to sit with Baldwin, and together we'll ignite the fire. This time, I want to be mentioned with you. I want to be mentioned with you. I want to be mentioned with hot combs before extensions. When play fighting was the best way to get the
Straight Up.
opposite sex's
I'm
attention.
Stella Winston. Straight Up is straight up out of Brooklyn. The YouTube site for Straight Up is Straight Up Stella O. So go to that channel if you want to see past shows of Straight Up, including this one. My guest today calls himself an entertainer. On Straight Up, he entertains us with his spoken word. My guest today is Essence. Essence, welcome to Straight Up.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, your pieces were very entertaining. Now, you call yourself an entertainer, so that means that you do more than, let's say, spoken word. What other entertaining things do you do?
Well, from doing shows, the people actually, my audience made me change my name from just poet, because oftentimes I get, are you a comedian? I'll be like, yo, I'm a poet. Well, you're just really mad funny. We're like, okay. And I will sing, not to say that folks listen to me that often, but yeah, see?
Okay. So what songs do you sing?
Mostly the ones I know, but like, whatever
Any
moves
originals?
me. I have some originals that I don't sing my work, but I like singing songs that inspire me. You know? Yeah.
Because I was going to put you on the spot.
I figured you might have that.
Well, I could still put you on the spot. You on Straight Up.
I'll let you. I might have a few bars.
Let's hear something that you've written.
Something that I've written?
Yes.
Wow, this is the first now. I've never done this. No.
Okay, go ahead.
What good is forever when forever doesn't last? And what good is the present if it only turns into the past? You promised to love me and always stay. What good is tomorrow when you've taken today? What good is forever?
Oh, beautiful. Thank you very much.
Something I wrote, yeah.
Okay. And what's the title of that one?
What good is forever?
What good is forever? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so you're a writer, you're a singer. I know you're a spoken word artist because you performed your pieces here on Straight Up. And do you act?
Yes, I actually have done some acting. Most recently I was in an independent film called The Sty, shot in Brooklyn on location. I was in episode 1. You can look it up, The Sty. Episode 1, they up to like episode 4 now. But I was in the first, that was my most recent back in '07. But yeah, I have done some acting.
Where were you born and raised?
I always tell people I represent the BQE. I was born out in Far Rockaway, Queens, and was raised in Brownsville and Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're a New Yorker.
Heart, to the heart. To the heart.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, someone was saying there's no place like Brooklyn. Like Brooklyn is where it's at.
I totally agree. You can take a Brooklyner and put him anywhere. You can't really just take somebody from anywhere and put them in Brooklyn.
But this person had moved somewhere else and they want to come back to Brooklyn. Like, what is it about Brooklyn? I'm a Brooklynite, so I can't see it because I'm so in it.
I understand the wanting to leave, but you won't find a realer place than Brooklyn.
Okay.
I feel.
Now, you mentioned you did several pieces here on Straight Up.
Okay, yeah.
So just for the record, let's name them in the order in which you remembered. Now, you were flowing free. I want to say that this was a free flow experience.
Yeah. Whatever poem jumped in my head,
into
that's
your
the
head.
one I did, yeah.
So let's start with the first poem that you did.
Well, I remember starting off with Mention. That piece is just for the message, and it, I want to be mentioned. I'm naming the things I would like to be mentioned with. Just when this life is over, when my life is done. That's the underlying message, is just want to be mentioned. And I picked that piece because it got me to the semifinals in the Apollo. I did the Apollo, the amateur night. I also performed that particular piece on the radio with Al Sharpton. He heard it and asked me to come. So, and then the message, people tend to like that piece.
When it's all said and done, I just want to be mentioned. I want to be mentioned. When they speak of the descendants of Willie's lynches, the pain of the slaves, their children here today that carried their legacies being led by their spirits, though their bodies rest in the graves, I want to be mentioned. When they say how we assembled over 1 million strong together in unity on the White House lawn, black men to amend some of the wrong, and yes, there's a lot of work ahead because the ghettos are still torn. So remember me as one who said we must keeping on. I want to be mentioned when they talk about the days before the Deuce had nothing but porn. When you had to be in a house before the street lights came on. I want to be mentioned when they talk about Bazooka Joes and Garbage Pail Kids. Free lunch twice a day, all that school milk stacked in your fridge. Before cars became hoopties and homes became cribs. Before guns became necessities when knuckling was all you did. I want to be mentioned with Pac, Pun, and Big. Liking me to Cool G and Rakim, Crush Crew, Beat Street, breaking and rapping. I want to be mentioned with Marcus's mission and Martin's vision, Turner's courage, Booker T's diction. Mix me in with the greats Keats, Browning, Frost, and Dickinson. When discussing Hughes's blues and Wright's plight, after I walk with Alice, I want to sit with Baldwin, and together we'll ignite the fire this time. I want to be mentioned with you. I want to be mentioned with you. I want to be mentioned with hot combs before extensions, when play fighting was the best way to get the opposite sex's attention, when a man's word was his conviction, when we respected our elders. I hope someone is listening. I want to be mentioned with hula hoops and Fruit Loops, Cracker Jacks, Little Debbie snacks, made footprints with poetry, now I carry her on my back. Make sure you say I grace the stages of Food for Thought, Solomon's Portrait, and the Sugar Shack. Please remember me when you speak of real poetry, because I went through the slaughter with Christ just to feel and cozy as I write this piece, a release of a piece of me before I leave. Life and passion until these words I breathe. Let my epitaph read, he just wanted to be mentioned. Oh.
So I like that.
So you want to be known. You want a legacy left behind, so they can say that Essence. I remember this. Essence. He did this. He did that.
Yeah, I would like all that. Yeah.
And that's the name Essence.
Yes, that's the name.
Because the definition of essence is what's left after the material is gone, right?
Yeah,
it's what.
The bare. Getting to the root of something.
Yeah, it's like what's left after this is gone.
All over, yeah.
So your essence will be your work, and I see that you have quite a few pieces here, but let's stick with what you performed here on Straight Up.
Like I said, the first piece was mentioned. I know I followed it up with a piece I have called The Cost of Dying, which is like a witty satire at reality of life, though, like taxes, everything going up, bills, burial costs and everything, but only thing not going up is the rate of pay. So, but rather than, when I write, I try to make you laugh as well as see the reality of, can't be so hard all the time.
And what's the name of that piece again?
The Cost of Dying.
The Cost of Dying.
Yeah. Okay. It's just the cost of dying is going up. And then if I remember right, like you said, I was just winging it. But I know I had went and did a love piece called Maybe. That was in the set. That was just describing if I had to do it over, I could have did some things differently. That's basic essence of that piece. Like maybe if I would have done this, we could have been still together. If I would have played this role. Hindsight always make us geniuses later.
Right.
Yeah, this is called Maybe. I had her love, but I didn't earn it. So I lost it. It was too late that I learned it. Probably had I showed her that she was my world, then maybe she would still be my girl. Maybe I should have told you that I loved you more often. Perhaps I should have expressed it instead of just talking. Maybe I should have thanked you more or showed you some appreciation. Should have never fooled myself into believing that I could hold you in a state of infatuation. Days racing by without you here by my side. Maybe I could have kept you had I been able to let you see me cry. You are a queen, but I never respected your highness. I watched you cry tears until your eyes reached dryness. Time and time again you tried to warn me I'm not buying this. Now my heart breaks when I hear you say we are now behind us. Maybe I should have told you sooner that I think you're priceless. Trying hard to fight this urge to just drown in my grief. Legs won't move, tongue can't speak. Maybe if I would have just believed you when you said to me, baby, please put your trust in me. But after being hurt before, my attitude became never again me. So my truest feelings you never did see. And it hurts to think if I'd have just shared half as much with you as you shared with me. Then instead of your nightmare, maybe I could have been your dream. Maybe then we could be living ever after, happily. Maybe we needed this time apart to bring us back together closer. Or am I fooling myself again if I believe that you didn't mean it when you said that we're over? Maybe if I would have fought a little harder, I could have saved us. Or at least until I got it together, prolong the breakup. Maybe I really needed this to wake up. It kills me when I think anything would have meant everything to you. Just something was all you asked me, but it was nothing that I proved to you. Maybe I already found another to fill my shoes. Maybe in order for me to realize I had everything and all I had to lose. Tell me, can a heart still beat at this been severely bruised? Maybe time can heal all wounds. Maybe we committed another life. Start this all over, do it again twice. Now that I see you in a different light, maybe I could get a chance to make this wrong right. Maybe you are right. If I think about it, it'll come to me. Then it'll all make sense. Maybe then I truly understand that a fortune lost is not the same as a fortune spent. And that a little bit of time could make a whole world of difference. Man, I should have given you your picket fence. Maybe if I would have just built us our own little home, then maybe, just maybe, I wouldn't be here saying this poem.
What if it's called the narrative fallacy. We always like to try to explain the past.
Right.
You know, give a reason for why things happen. And we can't say.
Right.
Because life is very complex.
Yeah.
So many factors are involved. So that's maybe with a pining for you wanting it to have lasted a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Or the good part was supposed to last.
Definitely that.
I get it.
Definitely that. I get emotional when I do those pieces. Then I know I did a couple of political pieces. I know one of them in particular was I Hear America Crying. And I had got that. That's actually a rather older piece. I originally penned that in 2005, but I got it from, I wanted to do the flip side to, I believe it's Walt Whitman poem, I Hear America Singing. I had it in a book and I was reading it and I was just thinking, America probably was like that then, but so I hear a lot of things going on in this country. Still a great country, but there's still a lot of things going on, and sometimes I feel the country, America as a whole, is weak.
What's great about this country and what is not great about this country?
Oh, okay. The total answer would be different segments, but now what's great about this country is its diversity and its freedom, the fact that you can express yourself and the different cultures and the different spices that make up America and the ideals, idealistically, I feel this is a great country. Though a lot of the ideals are not implemented and are not practiced from the people as a whole, from big to small, but there's still the ideals of a place where you could just come in and succeed and achieve your dream. Yeah.
And if there was one thing that you could improve about this country, what would that be?
If there was one thing I could really improve about, no one single solitary thing, but bridging the communication gap between not just races, but like the age groups and social classes. Like, different social classes, and just, yeah, bridging that.
Okay. All right. So the next piece, what was the next piece that you remember doing?
If I remember right, I remember I did a piece called "I Decided" yesterday. I know I did. I'm not sure in the order of, of the
it's all right.
performance, but I decided yesterday. It was just, those are one of the pieces I call, like, I write from different aspects, my heart, my mind. It may sound funny, but yeah, some of my pieces come from my heart and some come from my mind, life, love. So that's one of those, I feel, internal pieces. Like, I was just saying, okay, look, for me.
From your heart?
From my heart.
Okay.
This is from my heart. Like, I'm responsible now. The owners of this premise of the poem is just saying, I'm responsible. I woke up and I realized, look, if I want my life to be better, it starts with me. So I'm writing the rest of the chapters from now on, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay.
And then I remember doing another piece. Okay, now one I did in particular, it's called Here I Go Again. Again, this is serious, y'all. It was a sequel to a poem I wrote a while called Here I Go Again, in which I described the domestic, I put a spin on a domestic violence situation in which the male was the victim. See, when folks hear the term domestic violence, they,
It's always female, but
yeah.
Men are also abused.
Right.
I don't know what the statistics are.
Right. I'm quite sure to be more than, because that's something you don't report. It ain't like I reported the girl or nothing like that. But as an artist, it gave me a way to tell the story. Like, they're going to laugh when they hear this.
Were you a victim of abuse, or is this a story that you just wanted to tell?
No. Once again, I can't make these stories up. Anything you hear from me say, I experienced some. I don't like to use the word victim, but yes, a young lady.
How did you handle it? I mean, you talk about it in the piece, obviously.
Yeah, I talk about it in the piece.
Did it leave you scarred, or is this something that you've dealt with it because you've written this piece and you performed it and it's helped you?
It's left me scarred. I mean, both physically and to a degree, emotionally. But as far as how I handled it, it's something I've heard about with other, it's just this time it was me. You understand what I'm saying? I've had male cousins who are like, she did what? Ain't no way in the world I'd have choked that. And then when you know what I'm saying? And nothing against women. I mean, it was one of those situations back and forth. And sometimes y'all can, women, but men too. But this particular time, went overboard before I knew it. I was bleeding. It was like,
wow.
Yeah, see, I was just saying, wow.
How can a beautiful thing turn into something so negative? Like, well, I guess that's a question that has to come to mind.
How can a beautiful thing turn into something so negative?
Yeah, wow. Ooh.
Okay, yeah, we could go on to the next piece. I did another piece called 30, and I wrote that.
That's when you turned 30 years old.
Yeah, when I had turned 30.
Last year!
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to tell your age, okay?
Right. I stopped telling my age. I figured y'all can do it. They always say you never ask a woman her age, so I'm gonna be like, you never ask an Essence's age,
So that was a milestone, obviously, for you.
Yeah, at the time,
30.
right.
But you thought you were forever young and that you would never turn 30. Don't believe anyone or trust anyone over 30.
It was more of a, at the time when I wrote it, it was more of a, like I said, I am from the hood, from the projects, real rough urban areas, and at the time it was just, wow, I made it to 30. I mean, sad to say, I know without even thinking hard, I could name 30 brothers that I know died in the streets. Without even thinking that hard, I could name 30 brothers that are behind bars. You understand? And so the fact that whatever was going on in my life, I woke up in my right mind, still able to go out and play ball and do whatever. And yeah, so that was just I'm having fun with it. Look, I'm here. And it's that too, it does hit you like, you're not going to be
my hope for a future generation is for Black mothers and children to not be surprised that they reach adulthood in one piece.
Right. That's deep. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I raised two black male children, and they're adults, and I feel like a sigh of relief, a sense of relief that they reached adulthood, but it should be a normal expectation of having children. You know, why should it be a surprise that you made it to 30? You know, one day, maybe in the future generation, it'll be a surprise that you made it to 90.
Right,
you know,
right. 30 won't seem as uncommon. Right, you're right.
Okay, so keep going. Yes.
And another piece I did was Bleed. I know I did a piece called Bleed, and that's really like just talking. That was more to my people, my brothers. Let them know, like in it I mentioned Sean Bell and Amadou Diallo and Timothy Stansbury. We don't ever want those names to be forgotten. You know, and just letting them know. I start off like when you listen to the piece, you know, like I said, that one is for the brothers. Like, look, I'm with y'all, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, poets, spoken word artists, you know, coming from where I'm from, they're not as well. We're gaining respect, but a lot they, you know, that's why I say I'm an entertainer, you know, because poet, certain names, folks' mind is narrow, but that piece will let them know, look, I could talk. When you hear, look, I'm from these same streets, man. Look, I lost homies. I pour out liquor too. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't following. Hip hop is diluted now. We gotta just rap this, yo. I'm with y'all. Yeah.
Cool. Now, you have some pieces here that you brought along. Yeah. Now, are these some of the pieces that you performed here on Straight Up, or these are just?
These are actually different pieces. Like I said, I've been performing. I've actually been performing 5 years, and along with when I started, these are just actually different individual poems, small enough to fit in the window. They all part of a manuscript that I'm working on publishing. I'm in the process of getting published called Epiphany: A Journey Through One's Mind, and just some to market myself.
Okay, so now, do you have a website, or do you have a way for people to get in touch with you?
Yes, I'm on Facebook.
Okay.
Essence Lamonde, ESSENCE Lamonde, LAMONDE. I'm actually working with a publishing company called Every Man Project, spelled the way it sounds, everymanproject.net. It's an internet radio station, and I'm doing some things with them. And I got some other projects in the making. Ain't ready for, but by next time I come to the interview, I have more. But I'm behind the scenes doing a lot of things.
No. What you did here on Straight Up was very enjoyable and very entertaining. Thank you.
Very entertaining.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now, did we cover all of the pieces that you performed?
The basis, for the most part, yeah. Like, my one or two might have slipped because you was just letting me go.
Yeah.
And I got over 100 pieces in my head. So.
Now, I want you to speak a little bit about your education.
Sure.
Okay. Did school play a lot in making you an entertainer and a spoken word artist? Did it have a positive effect on you? If so, what teachers had an influence on you?
School had a real positive effect as far as that's why I started writing my poetry in summer school. We was reading Langston Hughes and Claude McKay and different poets. In high school, I had got the lead role in a play, so that's what got me into the stage and wanting to be, being in front of people. And I was always considered a class clown. Like I couldn't sit in a boring class, so. And I always was inquisitive. I always had an opinion. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, school definitely. And they were like my audience before. I didn't know before, I was going to be who I am now. But yeah.
Any particular teachers or classmates that were instrumental in?
Miss Bauman from Telecommunications High School. She was my director in the play Harvey when I was in high school. I did at Harvey. And a few teachers, I can't name, just escapes me at the moment.
That's okay.
On the spot, but I could think of a few teachers throughout, you know.
And
in
how do
the
you
60s.
keep your skills sharp? You're not in school.
No.
What do you do to?
I look crazy to half of New Yorkers, because see, I really walk down the street and rehearse me to me. Like, folks laugh when I say it, but it be true. I do like at least a 30-minute or 40-minute show for myself every in the mirror. I'll be like, yo, Essence, all right, they gonna love this. And then I'll be working on faces. I practice me.
Okay.
I read me and everything.
Okay. Any particular pieces of literature or type of music influences that impact what you do?
I would say all, a combination of all. Like, as far as music, I listen to an array from oldies, 60s and 70s, you know, that Motown sound. But then I love the R&B sound. I'm original hip hopper. But then I take you to some jazz and blues, and I really be messing people's heads up when I go to country music. You know, I listen to Tammy Wynette and some Kenny Rogers. And as far as literature, I read a lot. Well, I used to read a lot. I got to get back into it, but I've read a lot, and different authors, different like. So it's just got to be interesting. If I have to entertain me or educate me.
How about television? Is there any particular television show, or do you not watch television? How does that play?
Okay. I love me some Grey's Anatomy and Jeopardy. I'll be honest with y'all on that. Grey's Anatomy, some Jeopardy, I'm down with. As far as shows,
okay, that's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Grey's
yeah.
Anatomy and Jeopardy. That's good. Okay. Well, Essence, is there anything else that you want to add before we close?
One, just thank you. Look for me once again. Look for me on everymanproject.net. You can YouTube, Google the name Essence Lamonde, see some clips of stuff I've done, and just keep looking out for me in the future. And next time I'm gonna bring a one-man show for you. I'm gonna have it all set up. It won't be one.
No, I really enjoy your performance.
Thank you.
And the crew loved you, so the audience right here in the BCAT Studios.
Yeah. I look forward to seeing this.
Yes. Thank you for coming on Straight Up.
Thank you for having me once again.
You're welcome. This is Straight Up. I'm Stella Winston. My guest was Essence. Look for him on my YouTube site, Straight Up Stella O, and you'll see his performances there if you missed this show. So check it out. Okay. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.